Hello everyone, Tom here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. I've set the camera up a little bit differently this time. It's a little bit angled, so it's better. Currently driving at around 7:20, just filled up with fuel. But the card was right protected, so I couldn't record that. Obviously I wouldn't, because what's the point? But today's video, as by the title, is my 1 year of driving. So as you're watching this, it's the day after my 1 year of driving. So I passed my test on the 6th of April 2018. So as of recording this, it's the 6th, but you'll be watching this on the 7th? Yeah, on the 7th. So I hope to you guys in the future. And of course, of those people that really will be in the future watching this in a later date. So I've been driving a year now, so I've seen a lot of stuff on the road. Quite a lot of things have happened. The car, to me, and everything else like this, starters. A little bit wary of what he wants to do, but we'll let him go on a by. To her actually, but you know, we'll let her go by. So I've been driving this 2009 Vauxhall Corsa for a year now, and lots of things have actually happened. I had an accident, which wasn't exactly the best experience to do in the first year, but apparently it's very likely to happen. Obviously that wasn't my fault, that was someone cut me up on a roundabout and just hit the front of my car. It was an easy respray, and the insurance company didn't need to know. I told them anyway, but they didn't really mind, as long as they knew where the money was coming from to actually get it repaired, and I got paid for it, so I wasn't too annoyed about that. Actually at the time I was very annoyed, but you know. Of course, some of you guys know, if you've watched all the channel videos before, the engine on this car has, well, exploded basically. I had a valve go into the piston, and then the piston blew up in the cylinder because it couldn't go up and down because it was pierced by a valve, which is basically a little metal rod. So basically a little metal rod went into the side of the piston and forced the piston to stay in its place, and when it went to explode, it exploded in the engine, so it blew up the cylinder 4 and it couldn't be used basically. That's what I was told by the garage. I don't know how much of that is true, but yeah. And of course in this year I've had a black box from Hastings Direct. I'm going to do a review on the Hastings Direct black box in a later video, just a whole video on that, because little short pit, I do like it. It did mess up a little bit, but we'll get into that detail in the next one, the next video on that. I don't know if there's anything else I need to talk about the insurance company itself, but personally I think Hastings Direct is good. The smart miles box, I mean. But of course I've racked up probably close to 7,000 miles in a year. I know that's not much for some, but you know, first year of driving I did 7,000 miles, and I was going to do way more, but of course the engine did explode, so I was looking at now a little bit wary about what this car can do, and I think it can do way more than I let it do. So that's just me. I just sort of drive slow now, and obviously now it's summertime, so we can drive more in daylight, so obviously I've got my lights on, so it's not exactly 100% daylight, and I want to get through these traffic lights, but we will try. Let's see if we can get through. Green, 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 and through. So we're going to go down here to the girlfriend's house to pick her up. She's spending the weekend with me. And there's a little cow thing down there. This is like one of my favourite roads in the first year of driving. So what roads I've been on. I don't know if I'm allowed to show people my app on my phone, about the Hastings Direct Smart Miles, but I've only been on the motorway like twice in the whole year. There was only like a couple of miles on it because I just came off basically the next junction. But yeah, I don't know, I just didn't drive on the motorway. I did a lot of dual carriageway driving, A road driving, B road driving. I think this is either a B road or an A road. Did some country lanes, streets and stuff like that, of course, big car parks and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been on a lot of different roads and stuff in the first year. I've experienced, I think, every type of road that I can think of. I haven't been in a tunnel. I think that's the one thing I haven't done yet. I haven't driven in a tunnel. So I'm trying to think if I have or not. But the day you're watching this, I'm actually going to look at a new car. So poor Shelly here. If you haven't watched the video on when I named my car, that's good. Go back in the channel, it was my last video. But poor old Shelly might be leaving us shortly. I do need to do a video on the car, which I need to do at some point, because I do want this car as a video, as a memory, to be here. You know, because I do like this car and I do love it, but it's just not big enough for the work that I'm going to be going into later this year. So obviously, go back a little bit about what's happened to the car. So when I first got it, it had a little thing on the front, so I had to get that repaired, so I didn't get the driver then. But the most stressful things that's happened while driving this car, and it's quite simple, and it's only two little things that's really messed up. Well, not messed up, but well, number one, the accident, which just literally scraped the thing, the front of it. When I do a video on this car, I'll obviously show you guys the photo of the damage. It really isn't much, but it was an accident. They did scrub up against the car, and that was it. And the other thing was the engine blow. So I was driving towards a place called Tetbury in the United Kingdom, in Gloucestershire, and I can't remember why I was doing that. I think I just came off holiday and I wanted to take the car for a drive. So I went down that road, and let's just say around the corner, I heard a massive bang from the engine, puff of smoke out the back, and the car wouldn't turn over and it wouldn't start, and it wouldn't do anything. So I had to get it towed and stuff like that, but it doesn't really matter to me that happened, because it was an easy £600 fix and it was done. I had the car, didn't have the car for like 2, 3, maybe even a month, 2, 3 weeks, maybe a month, but it came back and works fine now. I think there's an oil leak and some other stuff which I need to get looked at, but I don't think it is leaking oil, but that's what Vauxhall told me. And yeah, I think that's about it for the car. But me driving, I've become very, well, when I had the car first, I was like, yes, this is my car and I can do whatever I really want, apart from like speed and stuff, because of the black box. So obviously I took my friends around in college, I went to like McDonald's and stuff like that, you know what college people do, college kids do. But as soon as I had the engine blow up, I came back to college in that September, and I didn't want to drive it. I didn't want to get in the car, and I didn't want to drive the car. And I'm starting now to trust the car again and stuff like that, but I still do 10 below the speed limit anywhere I go, just to be extra careful, extra safe. And I do that to be safe, and not to, like, I'm not like, oh, the car's gonna not work and stuff. It's like, I want to do it to be safe, and it feels like a comfortable speed for me doing 50 on these kind of roads. And people do get annoyed, but you know, I feel like because I've got a car and because I can drive, it makes me feel more independent, so I don't have to like rely on my parents, rely on the bus and stuff like that. So I can just wake up and pretty much go wherever I want. Yeah, like whenever I want, wherever I want. Obviously you have to pay for fuel and stuff, but I mean, £20 a week for this to do 150 miles, it really doesn't do bad, to be honest with you, on fuel mileage. But that might be because I go a little bit slower and I keep the revs really low, so the fuel is very low and there's no stress on the engine due to the fact that it did explode. Now, I don't know if this engine is going to blow up. I don't know if it's going to do anything. It could be a it's a case of this engine will last the car until it gets scrapped at 100 to 200 to 500,000 miles later. It's currently done 73,000 miles, just over that now, but you never know, this engine could last until it gets scrapped. Of course I won't have it then, but someone will probably scrap it at some point. But I'd love to keep this car, and I'd love to keep driving it for a really long time. And I do love driving. That's the fact. Like, I love driving before I had an accident. I loved driving after the accident. I loved driving before the engine blew up, but after that, I became scared of driving. I became scared of getting behind the wheel of this car and thinking it's not going to start, it's not going to do anything, it's going to blow up, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. And I'm getting to the end of that sort of stage, and that's what happened in August last year, so August 2017. It's now April 2000. That happened in August 2018, and now it's April 2019, and I'm only just getting out of that stage of, oh, it might do this and it might do that. But I feel like if you have this only method of transport, your only way to be independent and not rely on your parents, it affects you in this way that is unexplainable. Obviously, I mean, I'm going to go into this in a bit more detail in a second, but it's very hard to go and see your friends with your parents, and you can't take them places. I'm going to go into detail now. So obviously I have a girlfriend, which is where we're going right now. Obviously we won't see her, or we won't be anywhere near her house by the time this video ends, but it's very hard to get to them without a car. Like, I'd have to ask my parents, one of my parents, to obviously take me there, and then they'll be like, no, I'm too tired, no, I've got to do this, and then you're like, but it's very easy just to get in your car and drive, and I love doing that. I love driving out to see her, driving out to see my friends, and being able just to drive basically whenever and wherever I want. I think the furthest I've taken this is to Bristol. So I live in Cheltenham, and I live near Cheltenham, not in Cheltenham, but near Cheltenham, and I feel like that's one place that most people would know in Gloucestershire. So I live in Gloucestershire, and Bristol is about an hour away from Cheltenham, so I think that's about as far as I've gone. And I did like 100 miles in a day that day, and I think that's the longest I've ever driven for in one day, in one sitting. And I think there's some, well, there was penalties for it earlier today, like the other day, but obviously they've gone. Obviously this car always struggles with this hill, so I'm not stressing about that. People go way too fast up this hill. There's a 40 and there's an Audi behind me that's a little bit hesitant to go around me, but I'm going way too slow for you, but yeah, there he is. It's a brand new car. So of course, it's going to be the end of the video because it's kept me way too long. His video is to be 10 minutes, no longer than that, so that's basically it. I've had 1 year of driving. I've had an accident, I've had an engine blow up on me, I've had fog lights go, light bulbs go, but that's obviously normal. And I feel that my driving has improved. Obviously I don't do anything crazy or anything like that. I've had no points, I've been pulled over once, one time, and I came out of a pub and I got pulled over. I hadn't been drinking, I hadn't done anything because I was driving. They breathalyzed me, and I had no alcohol in my system, so he was like, sorry, and so I should probably do a video on it. That's never idea. So, yeah. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video about my 1 year of driving. This is a very long video, I do know. So, I hope you guys did watch till the end. There's a video on the right screen in the outro. That's a link to a playlist of all of the driving videos, and there's a video on the left of the screen, which is a YouTube recommended video, especially for you, because YouTube knows you best. So if you guys want to stay tuned to the review on Hastings Direct Smart Mile, so if you guys are learning to drive, you can see if that is a good insurance company for you. guys did enjoy, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Look, see, I remember when I met you as a sophomore. Started out as friends, but I knew that we would want more. Hit your favorite restaurant with your favorite dress on. That's one of my favorite memories.